2, 1. Let's go ahead and dive into Secret Sects Dungeon. Hello everyone, I am slightly off screen, but I am the Dungeon Master, Luke. I am over here at the moment. We are just wrangling ourselves together, getting ready to play another session of the game that we've been playing for about the last, maybe, what would you say, Matt? 6 weeks? 8 weeks?
8 weeks.
8 weeks. So we are playing through a game in Faerun, and we have a group of adventurers with us. A few missing this evening, but that's all right. We've had a couple of personal issues come up. But tonight we have joining us Beleaguer, who will be played by Gabby, Magnus, who will be played by Matt. We have Sil, who is going to be played by Jordan. I believe we have a few little microphone issues going on with Sil, but he is doing his best to figure that out at the moment. We have Ko, who is being played by Beck, and Falcor, who is being played by Chris. My name's Luke McFan, I'm the Dungeon Master for this game, and I suppose we should dive into a recap of what has happened in the most recent game. After coming back from Lightwatch Tower, our group of adventurers were able to remove what seemed like desecrated areas from the church itself, finding a whole heap of, like an army almost of golden skeletons amongst the dungeon that was below Lightwatch Tower. Also encountering a hag there, they found a gem that seemed to contain what looked like a couple of souls of some creatures. They brought this gem back to Daggerford, their hometown, and went through the Temple of Lathander, and went ahead and were spending time attempting to assess what actually the spirits within the gem may be. Not 100% sure currently what exactly is inside of it. They went out to a field, cracked the gem open, and upon the opening of this gem, they found that there was a demon or a devil, not entirely sure exactly what it was, but there was definitely a creature that sprung forth from the gem. A battle ensued, and our adventurers were able to destroy the creature with some cunning tactics, having a fair amount of long-range weaponry and a small amount of close-up combat that sort of vanquished the creature. Now, upon destroying this creature and not exactly knowing what it is, they went ahead and headed back to Daggerford via a farm to pick up a cart to put this creature on. It scared the living hell out of a halfling that owned the farm, and managed to pay for the rental of this cart, and they went ahead and were able to start heading back towards Daggerford. So, at this point in time, everyone is coming back up towards the gates of Daggerford, and I believe that after casting an Alter Self spell, our Necromancer, Belle, is currently in a form that looks much more like a Goliath from her waist down. Extremely large legs pulling this cart along by herself, and just making it almost to the edges of Daggerford as you come up the hill. Belle, I'll get you at this point in time to just roll another strength check as you sort of start coming back up the meandering drive that goes towards Daggerford. You can see the parapets of the castle, the boundary of the town in the background, and you're starting to...
Yeah, it's 1.
You rolled 1, okay. So,
well, it's not a natural 1, it was 2, and then it's -1. So it's 1.
Okay, still not great.
Same difference, right?
You're very fatigued at the moment, and you actually stumble and falter. The cart kind of drops from your arms, which you didn't alter, and it's actually your arms that are fatiguing at this point in time. They fall to the ground. You kind of become tangled up in the stock of the cart, and after a few seconds you see Artis, who is travelling with you at the moment. He comes across and he's just like, oh, Belle, are you okay? Let me help you there. And sort of puts his hand out to help you up.
The
So I'm a little bit,
tiny minor illusion horse goes to check on Gabby too.
the little illusion. I look at the little illusion. I'm like, okay, buddy. And then I thank our friend, even though I'm still a little bit wary of him because he's assisting me.
That's fair. So he pulls you up off the ground and he's like, "Come on, let's get this cart through the gates." And as you're dragging it up, you can see that there are about 4 or 5 guards standing on top of the parapets at the moment, and they're looking down at you. You see that you see Thorax kind of looking around, and none of the guards actually look familiar. You know that Jeff, David, and Alice usually have the evening watch, and they're not so much present during the daytime. And as you come up, you see one of the guards kind of raise his hand, and he says, "Halt! Who goes there, and what have you got with you?"
Magnus steps forward and says, "Greeting, friends. We are an adventuring party, mercenaries you made, that were charged on a task by the Temple of Lathander. This beast formed part of that task, and we've come to present it to High Priest Lucian."
At this point in time, you see Davos kind of perk up as well, and he's just like, "Seriously, Lady Morgan sent me along on this. There's not really much of an issue that I've been told I can bring this back into town, so just relax." And you see that there's some familiarity that the guard recognizes Davos, the Tiefling Paladin that travels with you, and he begins to talk amongst the guards that are up on top of the parapets. You see 2 of them disappear into one of the towers, and a short while later, you see them walking out from the gates. The gates still closed. A little door at the front of the parapets actually allows them to come through. So they come out towards you, and you see they approach in all their leather armor, still weapons at their side, and begin kind of walking around inspecting the corpse of this creature. And they also see that there's the body of the tiefling that was trapped within this gem with the creature mosing. After a few moments, you see that they begin picking up sort of different limbs of the creature and like letting it go. One of the guard actually pricks his hand on the many spikes that sort of protrude from the skin of the creature, and they begin to like sort of like, shit, yeah, it's not stopping, and he's like holding his hand above his head where it's been pricked, and he's like, "Well, we'll where are you heading?"
The Temple of Lathander.
Right. Well, I suppose we can organise for a guard to come with you. That's not an issue at all. And the 2 of them kind of standing beside the front of the cart, noticing that Belle is heavily exhausted, begin to help Artis and Davos actually drag the cart back into town. You arrive at the gates open, and as you begin walking through town, it's around the middle of the day. It's quite busy in Daggerford here, and there's a lot of people walking around. As soon as they catch eye of this cart, a lot of sort of ceremonial gestures of different faiths from around the city are made. You see a lot of people just kind of freaking out. They flip out for a few seconds, and a couple of kids kind of like more inquisitive than their parents would like them to be, begin to get pulled back into the crowd away from you, and you see that the crowd just begins to part in front of you as you head towards the Temple of Lathander. You make your way up to the temple itself, and there's a few people around, but not many. You walk inside and see that Lucian is just kind of making busy work, rearranging books on shelves and cleaning up around the temple itself. And as you kind of have to leave the cart out the front, Davos heads inside with who would like to join Davos as he heads inside to talk with.
I most definitely do not.
I'll go with him.
I'm good.
That's fair.
They don't like me anyway.
So Magnus, you walk inside and you you can smell like the burning of sage. There's kind of like old timber work throughout this building, and the only time that you kind of walked past this was when you were going to meet with Syl and Davos in the past, kind of just seeing the place from the outside. But now that you're inside, there's a lot of stained glass everywhere. It seems like there's some extremely nice kind of woodworking done. And you walk up towards Lucian, and he begins to head in your direction, just inquisitively looking at what you may be coming for. And he approaches and he says,
Welcome back. What came of your ventures this morning?
Davos turns across to him and he says, we managed to destroy the gem, but there was a creature that sprung forth from it.
Sorry, DM, you have a really bad echo.
That'll be one of the people that's got their mic on. There we go. I think it stopped. He says, we smashed the gem, and upon the gem smashing, there were two souls that sprung forth and took physical form. There was a creature that we are still attempting to figure out what it actually is. We have it outside on a wagon, in fact. And there was also a young tiefling, male, that seems to fit the description of Mosing that you gave to me. And at this point, you see that he's kind of a little taken aback. There's not exactly a huge amount of belief in what he thinks you're saying. And he just kind of braces himself against the door for a while, and he's like,
But that was over 200 years ago. You can't expect me to believe that he's alive.
Lucian, you've got to remember that gem contains strong binding magics. It's well within the realm of possibility.
Right, well, it's an arcane matter then. More so than religious, I'm assuming. I'll come take a look.
and he follows you all back out, begins walking through the doors, and just mutters a couple of words to one of the acolytes that's walking by him, as the acolyte kind of takes up his station and just begins cleaning again. He walks outside, and the moment he rounds the corner, Ko, Bell, Falcor, and Syl, you just see his eyes go wide, just completely flabbergasted by this creature that's laying on the cart in front of him. He just stops for a second and,
oh, good lord. I'm just, sorry, one moment.
And you see him go quite pale, kind of gets flushed for a second. Looks like he might not have had that much contact with true fiends, and this is definitely an experience for him. He kind of composes himself and looks across the body of the creature, and he says,
So, do you have any ideas about what this might be? This is beyond me.
Lucian, if I might posit a theory, however, this isn't going to be something you like to hear.
Of course. Any information would be fantastic.
So, I mean, this is all conjecture, and correct any of my assumptions as you may, but Rowena, as I am to believe, was a half-demon paladin of Lathander, and her consort was Mosing, a tiefling paladin of Lathander and former warlock.
Yes, it's rumored that he was a warlock before he came to the path, yes.
All right. I obviously can't be certain with the information we have, but based on what I've seen here and what I perceived in Lightwatch Tower, I would theorize that this creature that was trapped in the gem with Mosing and that we slew was perhaps their offspring.
Right. Well, that is
And he's kind of just almost contemplative for a few moments while he figures out what this all means and what is exactly occurring in this instance. He seems to be a little have a little suspended belief at the moment, and not quite 100% about whether the story that was originally told was true. But he's like coming around to that fact. He says,
Well, if this is the case, it's likely that over at the Candlekeep there may be some more information for you that could be more relevant. I fear that my understanding of fiends is mostly parable. I have stories and interesting tales, but nothing more than much fairy tale. I could posit towards what this might be.
If there was one other thing I might gain your counsel on, Lucian.
Of course, of course.
And I take him over to Mosing's body and I pick up the wrist and show him the symbol. Do you have any knowledge of what this is?
Let's take a look. He takes a moment and he's like,
that is heretical. That's bad news. What do you know of the demon gods?
What
Question.
do I know of the
If I know
demon
anything.
sure, you can roll a religion check as well, Chris.
Is religion for the demon gods?
Yeah, it would be religion.
Well, Ko appears to know quite a bit, so maybe I'll just let her tell me.
So what was your roll again, Ko? Sorry?
Whilst
Nat
Ko's...
20.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Whilst Ko...
I was going to say, whilst Ko is doing her thing and trying to recall this memory, I turned to Magnus and I said, do you think we could ask for some assistance taking the cart over to the Candlekeep? Because I just can't do it anymore.
I'm sure that we can make that happen, Berliga. And my religion roll was a 19.
19 as well. So both of you know
You guys
that...
are killing it.
Yeah. So both of you know that within demon lore, it's very different to the world of the Nine Hells. You know that demons live on a plane that is called the Abyss. The Abyss has hundreds of layers, beyond 300, 400, 500 layers of different types of chaotic, evil nature. You know that there are certain demons there, such as Pazuzu. There is a demon there that is called Orcus. There is a demon called Grast. And all of these demons have different symbols that would be associated with them. However, this symbol itself, and Lucian begins to tell you both, refers to the lower sections of the Abyss, where more powerful demons exist. He says this
symbol itself is perhaps in relation to a god or, well, greater demon that would exist within the hells, within the abyss.
Lucian, this suggests that Mosling's pact was with a fiend of incredible power then.
That may be the case, yes. It seems as though if this is something that he has called on in his last hours, that it could be he has made a pact to stop this creature from coming into this world to begin with.
I fear this only strengthens my assertions.
You may be correct. And
At this point, I kind of turn to Magnus and I ask, like, do you know anything about this, considering you had a pact with a demon?
There's pacts with lots of different entities. Mine is of a very different plane to that, but if I make a knowledge arcana roll, who knows what I know?
Go for it.
Ooh, probably not much.
On a scale of 1 to 20?
That, on a scale of 1 to 20, I would say I know 10.
Oh, you know 10 about it. You do know that some creatures have made pacts with things that are like demons, whether they be demons from, fiends, whether they be fiends from the Hells, or whether they be fiends from the Abyss. You do know that they do form pacts.
Yeah, unfortunately, Co, as my pact is of a very different nature, I don't have any further information that could be helpful.
Can I do an insight check?
On...
Magnus?
Sure.
$13.
13.
I've got a 17 in defense.
Oh, sure, you don't really need to roll defense or anything, but it seems like he's telling the truth about what he knows.
I begrudgingly kind of, and then I back off.
Fair. Cool. So at this point in time, you can see that Davos is discussing with Lucian about figuring out where to actually bury Mosing and what would be the best way to sort of consecrate his body and put him to rest. They discussed that there is likely a way to get get a procession occurring and bury them within the burial plots of Daggerford, but they do kind of discuss whether going back to Light Watchtower is best for the practice, and if the body was left with Lucian and you're certain that Lightwatch is cleansed, they would send a group to have Mosing buried at the Temple of Lathander.
Davos, shall we leave you with Mosing to make these arrangements, and we can take the fiend to Candlekeep?
Sure, I think I can stay here for the moment and probably make the best of putting this man to rest.
I wish you luck, my friend, and wish us the same.
Thank you. Yes, good luck attempting to figure out what that thing is. So you leave Davos at the temple with Syl also, who kind of waits behind and is just interested in learning about the process of what goes into like a ceremonial burial for those that follow the faith of Lathander. So Co, Bell, Magnus, and Falcor, you all begin heading towards the Candlekeep, where you haven't been in the past. I'm just going to pause for a moment and figure out how Jordan is going.
Can anyone hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, fuck yes. I mean, yes.
That's fine.
For any kids listening at home.
For anyone listening
fuck
at
yes,
home.
this is quite adequate. This is Twitch.
Yes.
Oh, great. And the video.
For mature audience only.
Yep.
Also,
See, and
apologies
you.
to the audience about my new puppy, so I'm being distracted.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Can't see Jordan. It's just a black screen now. Oh, there he is. Frame rate of like 6
Puppy
per
spam.
second.
That's alright.
Puppy spam.
Yeah.
We
That's
have
your
some-
fault.
We have some frames, which is a good thing.
No.
But we were about to leave you at the Temple of Lathander with Davos, who was organising to have the, what would you call it, the ceremony for Mosing, the tiefling that you found within the battle, set up either within town or taken back to Lightwatch Tower in the south with a procession of acolytes to have him consecrated at the site where he fell. But for the moment,
nice.
because you have some lovely, lovely sounding video and audio, would you like to come with us to the Candlekeep?
Yes, please.
Fantastic. So,
Phil, you caught up. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, I lost my voice and my hearing.
Well, luckily there were clerics at the Temple of Lathander.
Yeah, they came in handy.
They
So I
did.
think I might just join you guys so I can speak to people again. Yay.
you're kind of getting used to this speaking
You're right,
to
they're
people
definitely
thing
not
again. Still, it's like it was a while between when you left your master and being like an outlander for many, like almost, you'd probably be years that you were traveling about attempting to figure out what was going on with your life and where you fit in. And you finally met a group of people that kind of share similar ideas and you feel like you can have a bit of conversation with. So you're enjoying it and you do continue with them towards the Candlekeep.
Yes, this is new for me, but I like it. And I've never seen the Candlekeep.
No.
So, very good. Up close, that is. Up close.
You've seen it from walking about. Actually, when you head towards the market district where you bought your longbow recently, you did find that the Candlekeep kind of is not the tallest building in Daggerford. There's definitely the royal quarters, like the royal castle, that is the sort of figure piece of the city itself. But the Candlekeep is a close second. It's many spires, many sprawling buildings, extremely almost chaotic nature that this building has been put together. It's as though it's grown from the center and just more has been added continuously, either built up. There's different types of stone that have been created here, like different architecture as the building sort of goes from top to bottom. And as you begin getting closer to the Candlekeep, dragging this cart, you bring it through the market quarters. And having left mosing at the temple, you do just have this rather large demon or devil. You're not quite sure. It's a fiend, certainly, on the back of the cart. And as you walk through, you see vendors just coming out of everywhere. There's people that look like they're working in special equipment acquisition, like for potions, and there would be people that are trying to get. Sorry, Nat, can I just get you to chuck your push to talk on again? Thanks. So you can see that there are vendors that are coming out and looking at this creature. Just you see the gold in their eyes, just thinking about the possibilities of what can be done with this animal or humanoid creature. And as you begin to drag it through, you're kind of swamped. There's about maybe 10 people around you, and initially still, one of them comes up to you and just like looks at you and he just says, "Well, it's very fine, isn't it? Are you looking to sell?"
Can I, at this moment, cast a Fey Presence?
Sure, yeah. So, how does Fey Presence work?
So it's a 10-foot range.
Yep.
And everyone within 10 feet of me. So I guess this would include my friends, but sure. They are either charmed or afraid. It's my choice.
Yep.
And they need to make a, let me check the save, wisdom save.
Very good. So, are you choosing to create a fear, describe it for us?
Okay, so I am not going to create a fear effect. I want to create a charm effect.
Oh, sure.
So basically, they're all just gonna think I'm their best friend.
Great. So you cast this, and Bell, Falcor, Co, and Sil. I'll also get you all to make wisdom saving throws.
And if we're resistant?
If you're resistant, I believe you get advantage on your wisdom saving throw.
Also, just quickly, Lou,
17.
Yeah.
some of the people on Twitch are saying that you have a little bit of an echo, so I'm not quite sure. I just thought I'd let you know.
Thanks. I think the echo might be coming through when Matt has his push to talk on, because we're picking up the speaker on his laptop. So if yeah, I'll be careful when.
We love hearing your voice twice. I just thought I'd let you know.
Great. Well, I think that'll be something that we can try and work out. Just Matt, when you want to talk, hands at the screen, and I'll pick that up pretty quickly. And shut up. But for the moment, I'll go ahead and Matthew, what is your spell save DC?
13.
Okay, so we see that about half of the merchants themselves do become kind of charmed, and you see that about maybe 4 or 5 are resistant to the effect. They continue kind of looking around, and you see that they notice that you are extremely well spoken, and the few vendors that are gathering around you now are just interested in the story that you have to tell about this creature. But the guy that is, yep, Matt.
Okay, so I'm just going to take this moment to talk. And I go like, friends, I know that you're very excited by this beast that we bring and you want to hear about it, and I understand that. However, we are on really, really, really important business. So please, if you would let us pass with all due haste and encourage your friends to do the same, we can then get along to our business and this story can be told in due time.
Interesting. You are spending your time grandstanding at the moment, just telling them about, this grand adventure that you have to go on. And as you begin finishing what you're saying, you notice that the guy that was standing next to Syl has taken out a dagger and is attempting to cut off some of the spines from the creature. And at this point in time, you notice that, and he kind of is just head down, attempting to hack through one of these spines. Not to much avail.
Okay, so I'm just going to bend down next to him and say, I would suggest against that, friend. You never know what that might do.
He sort of looks up at you and he's like, "Oh, sorry. I was definitely not leaving."
You were definitely leaving.
Roll an intimidation check.
9, even with proficiency.
That's alright, take advantage because you've gone ahead and had your grandstanding moment. You did give quite an interesting and your fake presence is acting.
That roll was worse.
Okay, so 9 total. He kind of looks at you and he scowls at you a little bit and he's like, "Just remember, I have a very lucrative attempt to, if you bring it back to me, I will make it very worth your while."
We shall keep that in mind, friend. Thank you.
"I do have platinum." And he kind of just steps back for a moment and just looks at the creature again and kind of is just scratching his beard. You see that he's kind of got these relatively loose garments, very drapey, what would you call it, scarves kind of tying his clothing together. Very sort of oriental motion.
Do I notice a snake or anything that's making me think Zentarum?
Roll a perception check. And Syl, can you roll?
Sorry. 5. I am rolling like shit.
And
okay.
Syl?
Syl, can you roll an intelligence check for me?
Yes.
That's good.
16.
16. Platinum is very expensive.
That's good because I wasn't sure. Because
Yeah.
I'm just getting used to copper and silver and stuff. So
Yeah.
platinum.
You've
The hell
heard-
is platinum?
You've heard people mention platinum, and you're like, must be something crazy. No one has that shit. And the moment that you hear platinum here, and the guy rubbing his hands together, you look back at the store that he's walking into, and it's just gems and jewelry and ornamental vases and all of this very elegant regalia throughout the shop. And you go, "Oh, so that's what money buys." So you
Yes.
all
I'm
managed.
learning.
Yeah, you all managed to continue your way through the marketplace, not being harassed too much, and continue towards the Candlekeep. Now, this building that is out the front of the Candlekeep is kind of connected by what looks like a hallway back to multiple buildings. It just branches and continues almost. If you were to look at it from above, you'd think it was almost a fractal kind of nature that this building has been constructed. You walk towards the doors of the main building, and there are just 2 what look like monks standing out the front. They have very plain robes, a hood up, which is kind of mostly protecting them from the extreme heat of today, like a lot of sunlight out and about, and with the sun directly overhead, you'd imagine that they're quite hot within those robes. But as you approach, their faces shrouded in shadow. What do you do?
Can I approach and
I look
take...
at Magnus and I'm like, I don't trust them.
I nod and I'm like, okay, and I approach and can I take one of the guards that are with us with me?
Yeah, sure. So you actually grab this guard's arm, and his name's Serge. And he's like, oh, what? Over there? Over there?
Yeah, let's go.
Cool.
I'm in.
And he kind of just looks towards the other guard, and he's like, Nita, just, yep, watch it. And he continues off with you towards these monks. And as you approach, they both kind of step towards the, just moving from the sides to in front of the doorways, hands tucked away within the long sleeves of their robes, and they just look up, and you can see that both of them have very long beards, kind of protruding from when they tilt their heads up. You see the sunlight kind of catch the facial hair. They're both just silent.
Did you say monks?
They look to be as though perhaps they would be not monks of like a
kung fu monk.
not a kung fu
No.
monk. No, they would be more like acolytes. These would be
see.
studious people.
Studious monks. Yeah, they're not my kind. I didn't think so anyway.
Well, I will approach with the guard and in a jovial manner be like, greetings, friends. I'm hoping you're not the type that have taken a vow of silence.
One of them pokes up and he just says, "No silence helps communication of knowledge."
Wonderful. My name is Magnus. I come on a task from the Temple of Lathander. As an agent, not a member.
Great. What is your task?
And I relay to him this story of the Topaz and the Fiend and how we would like help in its identification.
He sort of pauses for a moment, looks to the other acolyte standing next to him, and he just, Do you think that Stefan would be interested in this? And he's like, perhaps. Kind of very stilted talk between them. They look back and forth between each other for a second. Belle, just roll a perception check for me.
Oh no, she's having audio issues.
Oh no! I'm gonna go ahead.
I hear you.
Oh, there we go.
Just takes a little bit of time to catch up, I think.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
Sorry, were you talking to me by any chance?
Yes.
Roll a perception.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
23?
23. You actually notice something that from a very large distance that the others don't notice. You see that there is rustling within the sleeves of the two scholars that are standing at the front of this building, as though they're kind of moving their hands about, and there are words that they're speaking. And at one point in time, you see the hands moving and a small flash of light from below the cuffs of these sleeves. And
Okay.
a short while later, nothing. It's as though they've stopped speaking, and about 10, 15 seconds later, the other one nods, and sort of just looks back to the party members.
All right, so I am still obviously not walking around well, but I'll probably be close to either Magnus or Co. So whoever I'm closest to, I kind of just nudge and then very carefully tilt my head towards them, and then kind of just gesture to say, look at the sleeves kind of thing. But obviously try not to make it look too obvious.
Yeah, so at the moment, I'd imagine that Beleaguer, Falcor, or Co, you're standing around the what is it? The name for the thing that's the carriage. That's not the carriage.
Wagon.
Wagon. Thank you.
Never painted good.
Thank you very much.
The mover.
So yes, you're standing around the Uber
Cool.
and
Demon mover.
demon Uber, and Belle, you actually sort of nudge Falcor at this point in time, and as you look up Falcor, you kind of notice that they seem to be doing something, like perhaps communicating. At this point in time, Magnus, they say, "Is that it over there?"
It is.
Would you mind?
Can anyone lip read?
Sorry, can you say that again, Luke?
No, that's a very good point. Falcor, can anyone lip read? I would say that it's pretty unlikely within your group, but go ahead and roll a perception check for me, Falcor. You're about far enough away that it is difficult to hear what they're saying.
19.
19. You can make out that they say something to the effect of, "Take a look," and are sort of looking towards the wagon. That's about what you get with that roll.
Are they going to paint our wagon?
They're going to paint it fine.
So,
Oil-based paint.
I think that
Could I-
definitely
could I-
deserves an inspiration point.
Yes, go ahead and take one inspiration die, Falcor.
Yes!
could I
So
please
awesome.
just say,
so much.
I was going to
Okay.
say that I'm pretty used to silence, like very silent people. I've been quite silent myself in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But their
anything
lack of
funny?
speaking is coming off as very weird. So can I try and figure out what their game is? I'm like a bit weirded out by them.
Yeah, definitely. Roll an insight check.
11.
11. With that kind of insight, the conversation is stilted in a way that seems like parts of it are missing. Like, you would have a conversation where you're like, "Hi, how are you?" And the other person says, "I am well, how are you?" But the way it's working is it's like, "Hi." And the other person goes, "Good." And the second person goes, "Maybe later." So there's parts of the conversation that is just missing from their dialogue.
Okay, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that that's how they communicate in skipped sentences. So I'm just going to go with, "Yes, I agree too." And I say to them with a knowing look.
Nice. They kind of look at you a little strangely and just,
Gentlemen, follow me.
Of course. And one of them begins following you, the other staying near the door. He kind of walks up to the wagon, just, again, almost seems as though he's gliding, not so much walking, just with extreme grace, moving very slowly, but with purpose. He comes towards the wagon and just begins taking a look over it. So, this is something Stefan would be very interested in.
I would love to meet this Stefan.
Fine, Stefan.
My apologies, Stefan.
That is okay.
Co, do you know any of these people?
Do I?
Well, you're the person who kind of brought us here in the first place.
I know, whatchamacallit,
Artis.
Fartist, but I was like, what was the fart? But I don't know about the others. Should I roll?
Yeah, roll a, what would this be? God.
Sorry, Kayla's snoring. Kind of hard to hear.
That's okay. Go ahead and roll just a perception check as you're looking this guy up and down, but add your intelligence modifier instead of your wisdom.
That's going to bring it up to a 19.
19. You have seen these people. You don't really engage with them too much. The only time that you really kind of come close to the Candlekeep, that's fun to say, is when you have gone ahead and, I suppose, procured items for Belle that may have been of arcane interest for her. You believe that this is one of the guard that is relatively frequently out the front here, almost as though he's quite new. He is just, he looks familiar, but you haven't learned his name or anything like that. Most of your knowledge of people in Daggerford is from observation.
Then I kind of, like, if I'm supposed to know them, I just kind of walk past going like, hey, you. Yeah, how you doing? Sort of thing. Like, I pretend to know them, but, like, I totally don't.
He just looks at you and he's like, good day.
So,
Can I do an investigation check or like a magic check to see if these people are being controlled by somebody else? Because their mannerisms aren't natural in any way.
Sure, roll an Arcana check.
welcome to the
It was a
Harpers, is all I
9.
can say.
And that was with the +5 mod. So that was a really bad roll.
So 9 with a plus. Okay, so 9 total. It's really difficult to tell if they're being controlled by anyone. You get the idea, especially with what you were looking at before, that they were using some kind of magic, but you didn't notice the effect. The type of kind of, I suppose, they seem like they're wizards. They would definitely be wizards.
Okay.
So
But
the
I
other
wouldn't
one
know
was,
whether they'll be... Sorry. You go, Jordan.
I was going to say, the other one's hanging out by the door, right?
Yeah, it's up to you whether you came back with them or if you're standing there with him.
I think I'm just chilling by the guy in the door. And I'm like, so who's this Stefan guy?
Huh.
Are you asking me, or?
No, he's asking one of the guys near the opening to the Candlekeep. He says, Stefan is one of our law masters. He researches many things, mostly around fiendish nature.
Why is that?
Well, it is important to understand. Would you not agree?
I do agree. It's the difference between life and death in this world.
Well, they have life of their own, really. It's quite interesting, the structure of their societies. And
Well,
he begins talking
this guy
to
doesn't have to worry about...
he begins talking to you about, stuff in the Hells and how the Hells is surrounded by, is controlled by contractual obligations, and the fact that everyone is subservient to someone else, and how different it is within the Abyss, and the Abyss is just chaos, and those that make opportunity, and make the best of opportunities are the ones that come out on top in most situations. Co.
Does he mention my hometown?
Does he what, sorry?
Mention brass at all?
Are you over at the doors? Because I thought you were next to the wagon.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Just
No, that's
a
okay.
point.
You do hear him talking about hells and things like that, and he doesn't mention the plane of fire at any point in time. But he says he's an interesting fellow. Knows very, very many secrets.
I hope he's more lively than this bunch.
What was that last bit?
He says, I am sure
May.
you would be very interested to see this.
Ah, yes. And what do you make of this?
Well, I haven't studied fiends for long. I only begun at the archives, perhaps 10 days ago. I am relatively new here and they have me on the door. I should get a messenger. And he kind of stops for a second and you see his eyes almost just unfocus and he begins muttering something under his breath. And a moment later you see what looks like the silhouette and a very clear image of a human. It just sort of turns to him and has its hands out open, just standing flat-footed, this almost spectral figure. And he just turns to it and just says, would you please send word to Stefan? We have some people that may be interested in seeing him. And you see this spectral figure bow, turn around, and open the door and begin walking through. Still, at this point in time, you can see that there is, on the opposite side of the door, when it just opens, just roll a perception check for me.
Certainly. 18.
18, very good. You catch a lot in this quick moment that the door is open and then closed again. You can see that the inside of the Candlekeep is dark. It is much, much darker. And you feel like there is almost no light, but for the fact that you see a few candles along the walls. You see that the inside of the stonework has been smoothed to a very, very fine finish. And inside of the door, you see that there was a couple of tables, just like almost like a rest table that would just hold a couple of items. There was a jug of water or some liquid that is sitting just inside of the door. But that's about what you catch. But the darkness of inside is so different to standing in the middle of the day's sun. And he says, I am sorry about that, but have you not seen a servant before?
Never. What is it?
This is a way for us to communicate around the archives. A lot less foot traffic.
Cool. How do I get one?
You come study. You could take lessons. I know that we have some people that are looking for apprentices. If you are interested, I could show you to them.
Do they train in the art of combat?
Much later. There are spells that are too powerful for novices to understand, and in the wrong hands can cause very catastrophic circumstances. And for the first time, he kind of pulls his hands back, and you see that he holds his fingers up to you, and there's a couple of rings on them, just randomly, and one of his fingers, half of it is gone. And he kind of just tucks his hands back together, and he says, experience is a very good teacher.
On that, we both agree. Well, I know one lady who would be very interested in that finger and what happened to it.
It's a...
That's what she said?
Very good. He looks to you, Phil, and he just says, it's a rather embarrassing story. I'd rather not rehash it.
Oh, that's all right. I can keep a secret.
He's like, I am certain. And just smiles at you. At this point in time, the other scholar who has been walking around the wagon just looks up and at this time sees the servant that has been conjured and sent through the doors. He says, it might be best to bring this through, mightn't it?
I agree. We'll accompany you.
Well,
Code, do you know any of the maps around here? Do you know whether they're taking us somewhere that we can't escape or cornering us?
Can I roll perception, or do I need to roll something for that?
yeah, roll, why not roll a survival check?
A 7?
7. You know that you haven't found anywhere that's kind of a dead end in here. You haven't been inside, really, but
I just go to Belle. I'm just like, yeah, it's fine.
it would be sweet.
Like, no worries. These are my dudes. Cool.
Like, it kind of seems like a maze, but who knows? Okay, so you see that the first of these men, who you actually find out his name is Acewith, he begins to lead you not towards the doors. He leads you down the side, past, sort of following the hallway that would have gone through those doors. The wagon being slightly too large for the building. He begins to walk you through passages between buildings, around corners. One that almost seems to stop. Then you notice that. Actually, Magnus, at this point in time, roll a perception check.
$14.
14. You walk past a piece of wall and go to rest your hand on it. It kind of like passes through. And you stop for a second and you're just like, that? I'm not. And you go to touch a different stone on that wall, and it's solid. And
With my knowledge of illusions, do I recognize anything?
yeah, this is some solid form of. Actually, roll an Arcana check. You'll probably be able to figure out the spell if you roll high enough.
14.
You think that there's a couple of illusion spells that you know that might do something like this, but they wouldn't essentially be permanent. You feel like this is something that's been created to be there for the duration of the building. That the building could collapse around it, and this section that is an illusion would stay. There's definitely some permanence to the spell. But you continue walking and following Acewith. He brings you around corners, and you begin to pass underneath the shadow of some spires from the buildings, and it opens out into a rather large courtyard, all cobblestone as you begin heading up towards it, and then there's a flagstone square within the centre with a section in the middle that is slightly raised. It's about maybe a foot and a half off of the ground itself. Can I just get a passive perception check from, or passive perception values from everyone?
11.
11.
11.
15.
15? Okay.
13?
13? Farquhar?
I have 12 plus.
Oh,
Oh,
it's perception.
Yeah,
Passive
so
perception.
your passive will be at the bottom of your skills.
4.
4. Okay. So
Do you have to roll that?
No, so it's just
Is that right?
no, so that'd be your
Totally.
modifier. So at the bottom of the skills there'll be something that just says passive perception.
There's perception.
Or passive wisdom.
Passive wisdom.
Yeah, so if you're at charisma, like on the left, you go down, it'll have like passive wisdom, and then in mine it has perception in brackets.
What?
That's okay. What's your perception modifier? It was a 4?
Yeah.
So that'll mean your passive perception is a 14. So, Syl and Falcor, you both notice as you walk into this space that while the flagstone looks to be very well kept, there are scorch marks
cracks and various sort of, I suppose, cleaned away areas of destruction. And as you look around, even the sides of buildings seem to have what look like cracks and sections of stonework that have been broken away and kind of leaving divots within the building. And there's about 4 buildings that kind of back onto this square almost. And you see that Acewith, and he kind of sort of holds his hand up and just says, "If you could bring the cart to the center of the square. Don't worry about raising it. That's fine." And he kind of holds his hand out for a second and utters something and begins motioning his hand. And then you see sigils begin to form as certain words are spoken by him. And he just pushes his hand down, and the area that is about maybe a 20 by 20 foot section of stone just drops the 2.5 feet that it was sitting out of the stonework before. He says, "Just in the center, please." Bertram.
Okay.
And he turns to the other scholar, and he just says, "Bertram, have you heard back yet?" "Right, good." And he begins to follow you as you begin dragging the cart towards the center of this square. I am just going to grab a drink. I will be about 10 seconds while you guys can go ahead and think about what's going on.
So, how long until we kill these guys?
I know,
1
right?
minute.
Let's not do
I keep
anything
Taylor up.
too hasty. We'll try our best not to be murder hobos.
Yeah, they seem pretty
But I am
pretty
a
buff.
murder hobo.
Yeah, but they could have really good loot.
They've got nothing.
We'll kill them
It's
and they'll
just
be
booties.
dead, and then we'll sort them
All
out.
of the
afterwards.
booty. Booty for everyone.
An entire tower full of wizards.
Yeah, that's worth a lot of gold.
Oh, you actually made it with 1 second to spare. Nice work.
Think
Ooh.
about all that XP.
Yep. And how many characters we have?
Surgeon Nadar still with us?
I can't handle this. Everyone else is getting beer now. I need one.
Yeah, so you know that Surge and Nadar are still with both of you, with the cart. They've been following along behind. They don't seem as twitchy as you guys. Just roll Sil, Magnus. Actually, everyone, go ahead and roll an inside check as you sort of think about where the guards are and what they're doing.
15.
15.
13.
13.
7.
7.
That's a big 6.
Big 6. Okay. Magnus, Co, you're kind of amazed by this feat. A 20. Yo,
Not natural, though.
Natural?
That's alright. 20
I
is
was gonna
good.
say.
20 is good. Okay.
Irregular 20.
It is not natural. I had implants. You go ahead, Sil, Falcor, and Bell. The guards kind of seem at ease. They almost are going about their day job. Kind of, they'll have a bit of conversation between the two of them, and Nadar's kind of like, "Yeah, did you manage to pick up the brine ham the other day?" And see Surge, he's just like, "Well, I got about half of it, like, you know." And just holds his fingers.
I
on his
say,
throat
hey
and
Surge,
together.
how much do you bench?
What?
He looks at you and he's just like, "I work farms, if that's what you mean."
I just give him a little wink.
He's like, "Right.
Of course you do.
Yeah, I mean, I
I'm
got
a bit distracted.
Anything with the pulse, hey?
How are you doing? Out of town?
He turns back to Nader and he's just like, "Well,
You come here often?
I mean, I'll probably head back and pick the rest of it up next week. I'm not sure that my pay is going to come through till Octave. We'll see what happens." How many shifts have you been? And they just back and forth
Can I-
just continuously. Yeah.
Can I just cut in?
Mm.
You guys Do you know what's going on here?
Oh, the wizards are a bunch of creeps.
What do you mean?
Well, that much time playing with magic does something to your head.
Ah, alright.
I mean,
Should we be worried?
Retract my wink.
Sorry, that kind of got blurred.
Oh, he winked.
No, I retract my wink.
Oh,
You
yeah,
retract
ooh.
your wink.
How do you do that? Show us.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's a hell of a
Mind-blowing.
retraction.
Wonderful roleplay there.
Jeez.
Very method. What were you saying, Sil? Sorry.
Just, should we be worried?
I mean, no. They might want the body for like more research or something, but you shouldn't be worried. They'll probably
Do you
give you some
reckon they'll-
coin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think they're gonna pay us? Do they have a lot of coin?
I mean, you're adventurers; they're expecting to pay.
Yeah, good. They better pay, because I'm getting hooked on this stuff. The gold that is.
Oh,
I have taught you
Right.
well.
A monk adrenaline junkie. Nice.
I love it. The gold. You're gonna become a dwarf in no
Hook me up.
time.
I'm gonna train you to be a rogue.
Oh boy. I'm such just like a malleable pit of goo for everyone to shape.
So, Acewith, will Stefan be long?
Stefan will be along shortly.
What should we do in the
Yes.
meantime?
Well, how are you with riddles?
Very good.
Do you have any to tell?
No, I only listened to them from my master. He made me solve them or else he hit me. And I
Right.
kind of look away with kind of like a melancholy gaze.
And he looks to you and he just says, I make no noise, I can't be found. And if you eat it, you die.
I cast
Hmm.
dancing lights and juggle them.
Cool. He's just looking directly at you still. But he stays focused on you, and kind of there's a little smirk that just kind of curls at the edge of his face. And it's the first time that you've seen much emotion come across the face of these men. He says, right. Perhaps this. I have a head but don't think. I have a bed but don't sleep. I run but stay in the same place. What am I?
Still.
Is that the answer?
No.
I know.
Can
Was
you
that
please
an
think
can you
she
please say can you please say Falcors first?
Falcor.
Do Falcors one in the serious
you-
in the serious
Are you a
A
penis?
penis.
A head that does not think.
That.
It was a bed.
He looks at you and he just says, that is a wise answer. Not
Should I roll
correct,
to
though.
see if it's correct?
I know the answer. It
Cool.
was in my test. A river.
It is a river. And he kind of just sort of nods at you and then looks off towards one of the buildings. And you can see there's like a torchlight that flashes past a window. And he kind of says, Stefan will be along shortly. Is there anything you can tell us about how this creature came into your possession?
Well, that's a bit of a long story. I don't really want to get into it.
Shall we wait for Stefan so we don't have to tell the story twice?
Or ever.
Also very wise. And he doesn't really say anything, he just like is standing, looking at the
I
creature.
throw my dancing lights into the air and let them hang.
It's like do 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 do, and they just all kind of like hit a point that's about 15 feet off the ground. They're just hovering. And you sort of pause there. He's like,
Rudimentary use of a very interesting spell. Good for practice, though, I'm sure.
there's just That's okay. Magnus, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that I then have the dancing lights combine and turn into the form of a raven and flap around.
It's like,
I clapped with delight. I'm like, woo!
You can see that they're kind of assessing what you're doing, Magnus. And you see that they're just roll an insight check. It is difficult to read these guys.
12.
Yeah, it's difficult to read these guys. They're assessing though. They're just like, watch the raven fly around the courtyard for a bit. And you see one of them, their eyes catch on something behind you all. And you turn around and see that there's what looks like a small boy when you first look. Like scraggly looking, very lanky for his size. And then as you look and he begins to get a bit closer, he's got about 5 tomes clutched under like both of his arms. And he's just like waddling across the yard. And as he gets within about 20 feet, you notice that it's not a boy, it's a gnome. And he has these giant tomes with him. Big crooked nose, small puffs of white hair that are not really you'd almost think that it's a friar's cut, but it's not continuous. There's just like patches of hair that are sticking out from the back of his head. Very kind of craned ears and these little tiny beady eyes. Comes across, he's wearing similar kind of robes to what the other scholars are, but he has a different rope that is kind of tying it together. It looks like it's a very deep burgundy in contrast to the kind of brown robes that he's wearing. And he continues walking towards you and he's just like, well, you called? What have we got here? And kind of like diamond tomes on the platform in front of you all. And he just begins flicking through them as you begin talking.
Stefan, pleasure. I recount to Stefan the story of Lightwatch Tower and the topaz and the battle that followed. I also tell him about my theory.
Release the button for a second.
Sorry, 1 sec. We were just getting some pretty serious feedback there from something.
Where?
Sorry about that.
Carry on.
Go ahead.
I think it was his... Sorry.
I'll try again. Give me a nod that this is okay. Okay, wonderful. So I recount the story of Lightwatch Tower and the topaz and the battle that followed. Everything, including Rowena and Mosing, and I posit to him my theories about the creature's origin.
Yes, well, it's interesting, you see. And he begins flicking through, and there's just text and text and text. You just keep flipping through, the language changes, and then it goes back, and then there's some pictures that have been drawn of different demons. He continues flicking. There's one that has 2 heads, and is extremely large by comparison to. There's a picture of like a humanoid that is drawn next to it. He just keeps flicking through, and he's like, "So, demon spawn, was it?"
That's my theory, but I can't be sure based on the information we have. That's why we're here with you.
Interesting. Well, see, the thing that I find with these creatures is often that it is not so much mum and dad as it would have been. You tell me that it is a tiefling and a half-demon, half-elven creature that has come together to create this, let's call it for now, an abomination. He
would have some bloodlines that may interact with other bloodlines that cause things like this to occur. Now, it will warrant much further study, but I can tell you for certain that this is a creature that would not necessarily be found in any usual location.
So you were saying that this is experimentally done?
Perhaps a special case is a better way to think about it. We have things that are experimental, such as owl bears, that
Like a
have been
hybrid.
put together. It is more complicated than this, but hybrid would be a word for you to use.
I write this down.
He just begins
What would
walking
you-
around. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, what would you say would be the best way to kill such a creature?
Killing this creature? Yeah. Well, you seem to have found the way to kill it. And he sort of
It just
pulls up.
took a while.
He just pulls up one of the arms, and you see that the socket below, where the other arm had been, is just still leaking this like very deep black ichor, almost blood-like substance. And he's like,
Do you have the other arm?
Do we? I don't see it.
Well, if it's not here, I'm assuming it is gone.
Is that going to be a problem?
Well, it is always best to have complete specimens for us to catalogue exactly dimensions of the attributes of different creatures and be able to record them in the archives here. But is it destroyed, or do you have some knowledge of where it may be found?
This is super
Who,
suspicious.
yeah, who killed this one? Who dealt the killing blow?
That was I with an Eldritch Blast and a Hex, quite magnificently, I might add.
as
However,
soon as you mention Hex, he kind of looks at you with a side glance. He's like, right. And just allows you to continue, but you feel very judged.
the arm might be where we slew it. I'm uncertain.
And
Well, one way or the
where-
other, I can assure you that it looked the same as the other arm.
It may look like that in the heat of battle, but the important thing is to find out that there are perhaps dimorphisms that occur within creatures like this that are new to our study. So I will send.
And he looks up and he just goes,
Aeswith, how would you like some time in the archives?
and you see just sort of knowing flash across Acewith's face for a moment, and he's like, of course, time in the archives is always welcome, especially for someone of my rank. And he kind of just like bows for a second, and he's like, you see Stefan kind of look up at him, and he's just sort of twiddling about 10 hairs that are growing off the end of his chin, and he's just like,
Find out where the arm is, and do bring it back with haste. It would be best if we can get this back to the creature before another creature finds it for a meal.
and you see Acewith kind of just bend, and he's like, of course, where did you leave this creature's arm? And he looks directly at you, Magnus.
Falcor, would you like to take this one?
Sure, why not? We left it by the rocky area next to the farm.
Right. Well, there are many farms outside of town. I'm sure you can give me some details as to which, so I don't spend all day knocking on doors.
Oh yeah, well, I'll just point it out on this map here. Yep, there you go.
Sure, you relay the directions quite easily, and tell him that there was a farmer there that you had borrowed the cart from, and he just leaves immediately as soon as you begin to tell him about the place. He's just gone, just straight back out through the way that you guys had entered. Stefan says, "Now, I'm certain that folk such as yourselves would be interested in making a donation to the archives here at the Candlekeep."
Hell no!
All right, wizard. So you've got a body. You want a body. We've got a body. What are you willing to offer for said body?
It always comes down to this with adventurers.
Yep.
Well, if you aren't interested in any of the supplies that we have here at the archives in trade for donation, and he begins walking around, just like flicking the spines a bit absently. And he looks at some of the skin and kind of pulls it back a little bit. And you notice that as he does this and grabs onto the skin between the spines, he draws the skin tight, and it's as though spines push forth from underneath. And he's just like, very interesting. Well, we would likely be able to part with some coin, perhaps in the order of 120 gold pieces.
Look,
That's
120
not
gold would be fine if it was just interesting, but it's very interesting, so we're going to have to say at least 150.
Well, I am sure that we can make our way. Yes, 150 gold would be fine. Take it to my office, of course. And he just kind of waves his hand and picks up a couple of books again. Then, as he's carrying them, he just throws them out in front of him, and it seems like they're kind of like being held in front of him. Beleaguer, you notice this spell as a variant of like a mage hand, and it's as though the hands are holding these books in front of him, flipping pages, and just sitting them in front of him as though he's got a desk that would be walking along in front of him. And he's now just walking and reading and not really paying much attention to you. Kind of leaves you all standing there in the center of the square as he begins to walk away.
Yep. So I am guessing I'm next to Ko still, or we're like still right close to the wagon. So because Falcor didn't really relay that we have to be kind of a bit on guard, I relay the and set. And because she's obviously in earshot and I can whisper underneath my breath, I tell her what I saw and just say, be on guard, maybe it's time for you to go into the shadows.
I heed her advice and I go into the shadows. I'll be right back. Puppy is a bit sad. 1 minute.
Okay, that's alright. I'll say that for the moment Ko's with you all, but there is we'll get back to her story. So, what do you all do now that you're standing around in the center of the square? You're kind of there with the other guard, Surgeon Nader, and Berthelm, the other scholar, is still there with you also.
So, Bertram, about this 150 gold.
Of course, that would be taken from the Master's own personal funds for his research.
Well, why don't you get that for us?
I'm afraid I can't get that for you. You should probably follow him.
Well, What are we waiting for, guys? I guess we take this body with us to him. Or do we leave it? Oh, he said to take it.
Probably
didn't he?
best to take it. He doesn't
Let's do
believe
that.
himself. Yes. I wish I could be of assistance.
I ask.
But it seems you have much more apt compatriots with you. And he kind of motions towards Serge and Nada.
No. Okay. Shall we tell them to move the body with us?
Oi, gents, can we get a hand here?
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. What do you need?
Help us carry the body. We're following the gnome.
Right. You guys got some rope or something? I'm not touching those spines.
Sorry, what did he say? I missed that.
He said,
Yeah, I've got rope.
Good.
Here you go. Have some rope. Boop.
Cool.
Boom.
They spend about 3 minutes just tying off ankles and arms and everything else so that it's not going to flap about as you begin carrying this thing. And you make your way following the Master Stefan much deeper into the archives. He kind of takes a couple of paths around the buildings, and then you see him knock on with his free hands as the books are kind of like spread out around above him. He knocks on the door, and these big double oak doors that are like iron banded sort of swing open, and you see it's almost as though you're diving into shadows as you begin to walk into the archives. And ahead of him, you see him throw up a spell that is the light spell. And it seems as
I
though...
look visibly relieved, by the way.
My light raven's with us too.
Oh, cool. So he's following along. Sorry, just one sec. All good? Oh, sorry. We just got a puppy this evening, so that's a lot of fun. But, yes, the light spell kind of... Oh, hello, baby. You look so tired.
She was falling asleep and then she woke up and she was eating everything.
Did she... Oh, anyway. So you are happy to see the light spell go up, and Gabby, this is obviously someone that has a very, very good grasp of arcane knowledge to be able to hold on to these two spells at the same time and really see what is actually a very impressive feat of magic. He continues.
So I compliment them. And say, how did you learn how to do two at the same time?
He says, you don't learn this in a single lifetime as a human, but with enough study, application of that knowledge and practice, I'm sure you'd be able to
Are there
touch
any
the
openings?
edges of it. Are you interested in becoming a full-time student? We do have many
Can I still go on
masters taking
adventures?
apprentices. It is not the adventurer's lifestyle that kind of works in with what we do here. I would suggest against it if you were to take up scholarship. Of course, after proving
I'll
your
ponder
talent.
this.
And tuition, of course.
I ask him, is there a reason magically why you need the body intact, or you need all limbs available?
Well, there is in fact a relatively decent reason. We have for... Oh, sorry. We're just going to take 2 minutes while we get video and puppies sorted out. We'll be back in a very, very short period. Matt and Beliga, while you are still here, I believe that Kelvin has joined us, in fact.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Druid.
say hey to Kevin.
It's lovely. I thought that people had dropped out, but someone has joined. So I will go ahead and readjust our cameras, and we will be with you shortly, experiencing some technical difficulties. Go ahead and have a bit of a chat between yourselves about what you feel might be occurring at the moment.
Hooray!
Can we have elevator music? Or like speaky music? Oh, I saw the brain juices glowing.
There
Some
we
good
go.
elevator music.
All the smarts.
Look at that lovely face of Kelvin. I'll just be
Should-
They're
half a
fine.
Should someone update Kelvin?
No, we're cool.
How about you give a quick, 10-minute, well, not 10-minute, but a couple of minutes of
Essentially,
bringing
the
him
frog
back.
in the orb actually has turned into the big bad.
the
So we're
big
currently fighting it, and we just got nailed by it, and then we're reassessing our life options after not being able to destroy such a fiend.
That never happened.
And Luke killed you by accident. Sorry, Kelv. We
Oh,
would have
yeah,
got
yeah.
the cannon out and
I'll
everything.
allow it.
Thorax! Thorax, why? He was the best of us! The best of us!
Except Phil.
Flicking his body whilst he's down.
You guys are wild.
I mean, someone's got to kick it.
Yeah.
That's true. It's not going to kick itself unless
Yeah.
a necromancer gets involved.
So basically,
Not to say I'm not going to.
we have taken this monster thing to Candle Keep where all the wizards are. They're kind of weird. They talk funny. Anywho, there's this gnome guy that's super judgy. Doesn't like me. Can't imagine why. He
Really?
wanted to pay 120 gold for the body. I talked him up to 150. Now we're just following him through these dark archives. But it's okay because I got a little light raven. And we're going to get paid, I hope, and not suddenly murderized.
I have a feeling it's not going to be good. Like, there's
I'm
nothing
cautiously optimistic.
happen out of this. Of course you are.
Okay. I'll just be...
Just to clarify, I still have the frog orb.
Yeah, you still have. It's intact.
Yes.
This gnome guy's a dick.
Yeah, it is.
Did you see his face when he worked out I was a warlock? What a jerk.
Is it because you're a male witch?
He's a man.
Ooh.
I'm just saying that I'm superior, that's all. Just kidding, we're equal.
Yeah, go read your books, nerd.
But I will. What of it?
You've probably seen her heaps in the feed anyway.
Hi, puppy.
So at this juncture, Twitch followers, we're going to have a quick Q&A with our cast. Q, what is your favorite color?
Blue.
Puppies.
Red.
Red puppies.
Change my answer to that.
What is the capital of Syria?
Superior.
Damascus.
S.
Damn, he's up.
You are both correct. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
7.3 kilograms.
How much ground would a groundhog hog if a groundhog could hog ground?
They don't hog ground.
An armful. Just an armful. All they can carry.
Wait, so is Damascus actually the capital of Syria? I'm very smart.
It is.
Hey,
I learned
Calvin,
it after watching Holy Grail in case I ever met a bridge keeper.
Hey, Calvin, how many eyes does the frog have?
4, but he lost one in a fight.
Yep, sounds legit.
Alright.
The
Sorry about
hag
the delay.
has 3 eyes. Should we be concerned about that?
Well, that he doesn't know how our druid doesn't know how many eyes frogs have.
Well, that, but also the fact that the frog has 3 eyes like the hag had 3 eyes.
Dun dun dun.
Nah, it's probably
But
fine.
also,
Falcor.
but in The Simpsons, sorry, we're getting back to it. I'll finish this later.
I was just going to say, Falcor, while they're talking about whether the frog has 3 eyes and why that's really weird, go ahead and roll a nature check for me.
Nature check. It's either a 61 or a 19.
I'd say it's 61. You know that... so a 19 total, that's good. You know enough about frogs to know that there's no... Unless it's been arcanely, messed with, a frog would not have 3 eyes. There are other creatures, however, that you know of. And there is a fabled creature that you haven't met that is supposedly an extremely powerful force that is called a froghemoth. You know that this creature does have 3 eyes, resembles a frog. However, when you look at the spear that Thorax is holding, you can see that yes, this frog does have 3 eyes. It is, however, extremely, extremely small.
You gonna share that information with us, Falco?
Do you ask him? You just see him contemplating, and you're like, "What are you thinking about?"
Well, I thought I was, narrating what I thought about just then, but I have
cool.
in a voice that sounds such as our dungeon master.
No, that's entirely
Didn't
fair.
you hear me say that?
You can relay that information easily.
Well, if you go towards our mystical chat, you will see a 4-eyed frog.
4-eyed frog. Oh my goodness.
That's actually legit.
Wait, Falco, did you say Fakemus?
He did.
Fahemus, yes, Fahemus.
That's very interesting because the Hag's Journal mentions such a creature.
Did you really?
It did, yeah.
She wants to eat the frog.
I'm very concerned about this frog, Thorax.
Perhaps you wish to hunt it.
I'm concerned that you guys won't shut up.
Well, I guess while it's in the orb, if it is some sort of enchantment that's polymorphed to Fracamus in some way, it's not being a giant Fracamus, which, based on your information, sounds very scary.
Seems like a creature that
can
you
we-
have a hard time putting down.
What about we break it if stuff goes down here and we just run away from the Candlekeep and be like, see you, sayonara, bitches. Be like,
I'll allow
later.
it.
Just throw it like a grenade, it breaks, and if bad things happen, well, we won't be in there.
At this point in time, you are about 100 feet into the passage and following along behind Stefan, the fiendish lawmaster at the Candlekeep. The raven flying overhead, kind of illuminating near the ceiling, and you see that as it illuminates upwards, Magnus, the raven emits, a 20-foot bright light and 20-foot dim light?
Hold on.
That's okay.
Ten-foot radius.
Okay, so 10 feet. So you can't actually see the roof from here. It's flying about 20 feet overhead, and it seems like the roof is still in darkness. You continue walking through, and finally sort of jackknifing around a corner that's just bookshelves and a whole heap of tomes, some stone tablets and things like that. You see Stefan take almost a 180-degree turn into a room that is almost missable. You would walk directly past this if you were not about gnome-sized and about able to crouch below the bookshelf, which is kind of precluding the office. You take a little bit of time. It's a bit difficult. I'm assuming, Syl, you're assisting in carrying the body of this demon through.
It is my road.
Along with Serge and Nader. And as you kind of walk through the bookshelf, go ahead and I'll get everyone to make a perception check. And anyone that has knowledge of the arcane arts, use your Arcana modifier instead. So if you're proficient with perception, go ahead and add your Arcana modifier beyond that.
I got 14.
14.
I got 10.
10. 6 for Thora.
22.
22. And Belle has turned into a blue circle.
Spinning circle thing. Oh my god.
She's died. She went into
She's
a bottle.
channeling.
That's okay. So, at Belle, what did you get for your roll?
Is she like roll?
What roll?
I don't think she's heard us yet.
No, that's okay. So, at this point in time, Magnus, you know that walking through below this bookshelf feels very strange. There's something odd about it that you feel like you're not walking into a physical space that is of this plane. You feel like you're walking through a gate of some sort. And as you pop through the gate, on the other side of it is what seems like an impossibly large room for the space that you could see from the outside of the archives. There is just hundreds of rows of bookshelves that just continue along in like against the far wall. There's just row after row after row. You'd think that the amount of time that you could spend reading these books would put you in your grave. You would not be able to complete even reading a synopsis of the majority of them. The area that you immediately walk into, however, has a burning hearth that is currently aflame with purple fire, and you see that it is not actually logs that are burning beneath it, but sections of petrified wood. It looks as though the timber is shiny. You look across from the hearth across the room. There are various seats and, of very mismatched. Like, no one has designed this place. It's just been, like, put together, and it's obviously for comfort. There are many, like, laid-back chairs. You can see the desk has just paper all over it. Some of it in piles, some of it just strewn about, a few, like, crumpled up pieces. And the desk is of what looks like a very, dark timber. There's a few chests around the place as well, and as you kind of finish resting your eyes, you see, finish scanning the room, you see that Stefan kind of raises the books with the, obviously the mage hand variant that he is using, and sits them back into a series of about 2 foot high lecterns that allow the books to sit open on their current pages. He looks around the room and just is... Sure. Sorry, I have a puppy with me. He looks around the room and is essentially running over certain books, pulling some out and sitting them on the table in front of him. He says, "So, please stay over there." And you see that as he says this, a section of the lounging area kind of folds back, and you see a large piece of almost like an examining table, like come out of the floor. And you walk across and place the creature on top of the table. The chairs are kind of like folded back into nothingness, and as he walks towards As he walks towards a chest, you can see that there is a large key that he pulls from underneath his shirt, unlocks it, and just begins to kind of mutter an incantation across the top of it as well. Finally, kind of when he finishes that, it pops open, and you hear as though there is some kind of seal that was on this case. And he opens it. You can see that within it there are... actually, everyone go ahead and roll a perception check, because from across the room, it's a little difficult to see all of this.
13.
13.
17.
15.
13.
12 for Thorax.
12.
What do you get, Fela?
Puppy.
Puppy. Dog is natural 20. This point, Beleaguer, still you got a 17?
15.
15. Who got 17?
Me.
Okay. So Bell, Sil, and actually Falcor, what did you get again, sorry?
13.
13. Okay, so
Not you.
Bell and Sil, you see that there is a large amount of like gems in this chest, like extremely large, almost fist-sized diamonds. There are hundreds of just different colors of shining rocks, and some of them seem to be kind of pushed to one side, as though there is almost a very manic sort of categorizing within this chest, and he just kind of pushes them out of the way and begins grabbing these pouches from underneath, and he takes out 3. Sits 2 of them immediately on the table, and then opens one and just counts out 5 coins. And you see each time the coin lands on the table, it is shining this platinum color. They have the kind of embossing of the current area of Daggerford. You understand that this is the equivalent of 50 gold pieces in platinum, and he has 2 pouches that are sitting there also. He says, looks up and he just says, well, it's unfortunate that we couldn't come to some sort of agreement on trade, but it will be good to have this specimen study, and hopefully soon enough Acewith comes back with the missing arm, and we should have...
Can I steal the platinum?
Off of the table in front of everyone? Sure, give it a go. The platinum is for you all, but you can try to steal it.
Oh my god.
For all of us, you jerk.
It's for the effort of bringing this into the tower, but you can give it a
It's
go.
a 15.
On a sleight of hand check?
Yeah.
Okay, because it is in front of everyone, and it is quite difficult to make that check, you begin reaching for it, and you see that Stefan kind of looks up and he just goes, so, you are the accountant then? Well, do take these, make sure they get distributed between your group, and
Sure.
I am very happy to have done business with you today. This will help my research extremely.
I pinch him off the table and pocket it really quick.
Yeah, everyone sees. Everyone sees. But you do manage to put them in your pockets. And with that, you see that Stefan is kind of just looking expectantly at you all now. He says, is there anything else that I can do for you all? But otherwise...
Well, since you asked, I hold up Frog Orb.
You hold up the frog orb.
He hasn't been eating much recently.
Well, that would be because he is in suspended time, as you would perceive it. He does not need to eat currently. Don't let him out.
Stefan, I know that Lucian at the Temple of Lathander would be interested in anything you discover if you want to share that information.
Oh, certainly. We write up full reports on all of our findings that can be found within the archives here at any point in time if it is necessary to have certain information. So if Lucian would like to put a request in, I will make certain that it does come to him once we have completed our findings.
I yawn very dramatically.
Well, some of us have to earn our magic, I suppose. And he continues sort of just looking back across books again, and he once again casts this spell, moves all of the books across around the table, and just has handed the orb back to you, Thorax, and he just looks at you once more, just locks eyes with you, this gnome that is at your height. Maybe perhaps even slightly shorter. He looks just up at you and just says, "Do be careful with this. It could very well end your life."
That's a hint, isn't it? I say, and then I start walking off.
And he looks around, just looking for someone of sense within the group. I'm going to roll a die here.
Don't look at me.
And he looks at you,
Yeah, don't
Belle.
look at Still. I'm kidding.
Shit.
Oh, no. Oh,
Belle?
shit, yeah.
He looks at you, and he just says,
Yeah.
"Watch him. And be careful with that."
I nod at him knowingly and just say, "Don't worry, we are."
Let's hope so. Good. Well, I am going to get back to my research, and I expect you will find your way out of here. Perhaps not. Idea. And he just goes ahead and begins to cast a spell that you saw very recently, Syl. He casts Unseen Servant that kind of leaves this ethereal form, and it stands there in front of him, and you see him kind of just look up towards it. It is full humanoid size that he conjures. He just says, "To lead these people out of the archives, we will see them perhaps in the future. Do feel free to bring back anything of interest that you find on your escapades around the countryside. It's quite important. We spend a lot of time here actually cataloguing anything that adventurers find. So, of interest include, for my own sake, a lot of fiendish knowledge, and if there is anything in particular that is strange, let's say, as you have found in the past day, do be sure to bring it back and you will be rewarded quite well."
Okay.
Wonderful. Goodbye. And he just turns around and begins scrawling madly onto sheets of parchment. You see that the... Oh, yep.
I was just going to say, so, Co, that's 21 gold pieces each, and 3 spare that perhaps we should give to Lucian.
Why would we give it to Lucian?
Consider it a tithe.
For what?
Tithe for what?
Consider it good luck in our future ventures from Lathander.
But I don't.
We
care
don't need that
about
religious
Lathander.
nut.
Hey now.
I could just take
He's
3 of them.
nice. He gave me a book.
Who?
But he didn't
I
give
can give
me
you a book.
anything.
Yeah,
We
you
gave
didn't
them a
ask
body.
nicely. Alright, well,
If you prefer, we can
already.
use that 3 gold for drinks.
can we
We
split
Done.
won't buy us
platinum up?
drinks.
Well, a couple of things came through there. Syl, what were you saying?
Can we split it up? Like, we got platinum. You can't just, like, physically split that up, can you?
Correct.
I'm sure
we
just
just-
could make
yeah.
change for us.
Yeah, you can find some way to make change, but there's likely that there'll be some kind of fee. You know that moneylenders and tax kind of agents are going to go ahead and take their fee from a transaction of coin, but you do know that it's quite likely relatively minimal if you're trading platinum into gold. You know that upper ranks of coin trade, you'll lose maybe 5%. So you
Cool.
know that at this point in time, you have the equivalent, if you don't wish to hold on to platinum yourselves, which 1 platinum will be 10 gold, so perhaps you can divvy up the platinum amongst the party, but you can spend it at a later date. The Unseen Servant begins walking forth from the room, and as soon as it passes through the threshold. Syl, you're kind of walking behind it, and you have the guard in tow. You walk outside, and the unseen servant disappears. And you're just kind of
Whoa.
left in this hallway. As it crosses this threshold, the unseen servant just is gone.
Can I try and touch where it was?
Yeah, you reach out, and you're just like, nothing.
Nothing.
And the hall, at the
Guys,
moment,
that's cool.
you can see that there's down the hall about 40 feet away, there is candlelight. And it looks as though every 40 feet there is a candle on the wall, but it only sheds about a 5-foot radius of light. So you are in extremely dark kind of hallways at the moment.
But we do have some sort of light crow on Matt's shoulder. Yes?
Funny thing that occurs when you come back through the portal, Magnus, please roll a concentration check.
9.
Okay. You walk through the portal, and your light raven has disappeared.
And I shit my pants. Ah!
What is that smell?
It smells a bit like decaying timber. There's a bit of I suppose like a moldy, rising damp smell that's coming through the archive. But I think as we head up towards 10 o'clock, you all arrive in this hallway outside of the archives, outside of the main office of Stefan, and you find yourself in darkness within Candlekeep. So,
Oh boy.
for all of those that... Oh, sorry.
I before we finish anything and I forget, I illuminate my staff.
Yep.
So we're all good for next week, guys.
You cast light and you create this 30-foot radius around you that just reaches to the edges of the candlelight on either side, and creates just a very sort of almost LED, like a pale blue, that illuminates from your staff. You light the area, and still go ahead and roll a perception check.
Yes. 9. 10.
You can't hear a single footstep.
Oh boy, and I can just barely see, right? Well, 30 feet in every direction.
Yep.
Ooh.
So until next time on Secret Sects Dungeon, thank you everyone for coming along and having a bit of a look at what we do here. If you enjoy it, come along, have a look at our previous episodes on YouTube. You can find it by going and searching for Secret Sects Dungeon. If you want to follow along on Instagram, get a couple of interesting things that have happened in game, or just get some fun Dungeons and Dragons memes, go and find us at instagram.com/Secret Sects Dungeon. At Facebook as well, you can find us in the groups, and there is the number in the center of the screen, but I will, after this live session, go ahead and put a link up so you can find us on Facebook, and come join the conversation. If you enjoyed the episode tonight, let us know what you enjoyed, who your favourite characters were, whether there was any interesting moments, and in the future, being a part of this community, I would like to get involved with you guys about creating some NPCs, maybe some interesting encounters, so that we can really put these guys through their paces. But for the moment, thank you all for coming and watching Secret Sex Dungeon. We will be back next Monday at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, Daylight Savings Time at the moment. Goodbye for now.
Bye-bye. Have a wonderful time.